What's good, everybody? It's your boy. Now, in this episode, we hit the 10. That's right, we 10 episodes in this motherfucker. Go that way. Sorry, dog. I'm in the living room. We are gonna be talking about. What did I say? I posted it on Facebook. I said we was gonna be talking about something. Let me find out what I said. I said this shit this morning. So what I said. Okay, here's what I said we're gonna be talking about. We're gonna be talking about gaming and basically how in today's world in this generation with the PS4, the Xbox One, and the Wii U, and codename NX, which is coming out probably next year, we as consumers are now glorified game testers. Now, the proof is right there in front of you. If you don't believe me, go to the game store, whichever store you go to, Walmart, Best Buy, GameStop, mom and pop game stores, wherever you go to buy your video games at, go pick any of them up. This does not say it wasn't part of last gen because technically that's where it started. Why do I say this? Well, DLC is a big part of it, and then add-ons as well. And the reason I say we're all glorified game testers, well, consider this. Consider the fact that no game that you purchase now or have purchased as of the past, give or take, decade, meaning 10 years, has been a complete game, meaning it is not final. You've never purchased a full-fledged product. Okay, you have purchased half of a product. You've spent $60 on betas, on maybe finished, on buggy products, on bullshit game designs, on everything under the sun except for a finished, developed product. So, what does that mean? That means instead of all this great technology that we have gotten actually improving games, the companies that develop them have in fact turned around and hurt it. Okay, not intentionally. I'm not saying that is the intentional. Mainly because they put that on them. That is 100% their fault. That is not our fault as the consumer. You cannot blame us for that shit because, first of all, it's just like with movies. And just like with movies and just like with music. Music fell through because, oh, well, they want to blame Napster. Napster has nothing to do with that. There's always been a way to get around paying $15 for a CD that has two good songs on it, and that's it. There's always been ways around that. For instance, there used to be these things called singles. You'd go to the store and buy a single, which came with whatever the hot number one track on the radio was, and then maybe two more songs that were the last two hot tracks on the radio, and you would pay maybe $3 for that one CD that had three tracks on it, and therefore you would be happy with that product. But this is not something that's new. They're acting like, oh, torrents and downloading is new. No, it's just the phrase you use is new. You see what I'm saying? None of this shit is new. None of it. It's been around for as long as entertainment has been here, okay? It's what we use and how we say it. Just like modding these systems. Well, it went from being called hacking to be called modding to, I'm pretty sure sooner or later we're going to change the name from modding it to something else. Because notice how saying we're hacking the system, well, hacking is illegal, so we changed it to modifying. Well, they're trying to say modifying it's illegal, so we'll change it to something else that's not illegal. Well, this is why I say what I'm saying. Because we're always going to find a way to not pay full price for bullshit. Okay? And like I said, I'm comparing it to everything else. It's just new to the video game industry because the video game industry is still new. I get that it's been around for a long time, but the fact that they're just now getting to this point where they're figuring out, oh, we've been releasing, finalized projects since regular Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Sega Masters, the Dreamcast, Atari, all these other systems having actual finished and developed games, not as buggy. They didn't glitch as much, or they did have a glitch, but it was a glitch in every single copy. And people, posted videos on YouTube about them, and then people started using them and devising the way for the glitch to actually improve the game, or like it never really hurt the sales of the game. You see what I'm saying? It never hurt the sales. But now games have gotten to where the glitches and all that, they're like, oh, well, we'll release the game knowing that, pardon me, they know the glitch is there, they know the bugs are there. Companies full knowingly have, pardon me, they full well knowingly have all this information about these games, and they're AAA games. And then they still release them to us and have the audacity to ask for us to pay $60+ at a starting price. And the problem with that is that you cannot ask for $60 for an unfinished product. That's highway robbery right there. You wouldn't pay, the $30+ for a incomplete version of any kind of movie on the market, especially if it was like 3D Blu-ray, high def Blu-ray, and then the digital copy and the DVD version. What kind of shit is that? And I'm like, oh, it's gonna be $35. By the way, you have to wait 7 days to get your DVD, your digital copy, and the regular Blu-ray in the fucking mail. Why am I paying you $35? I want that shit now. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, it's been over the past 10 years. This is 10 years. This shit has been going on. This is why there's such a problem. And it's a big problem. It's not a little problem that can just be swept away. This is why it's affecting everything. It's a huge problem because DLC is horrible. Add-ons, the season passes, all this digital, going full digital is not going to help anything. In fact, it can probably do more damage than good. Let me say that to you one more time because you're probably thinking, how is that possible? Going all digital can hurt more than help. The fact they're releasing physical copies that are nowhere near complete, that are as buggy as they are, that are as messed up as possible, knowingly messed up. Can you imagine what would happen if it was all digital? They would release products that are still in wireframe, okay? Knowingly. Okay? It's like they have a deadline. They do have a deadline, and it's, I want to say like maybe 3 or 4 years, right? Unless you're Trade Tech or you're Ubisoft or one of these companies that feels like, oh, well, we need to develop an Assassin's Creed game within a year. Or we need to, get another Call of Duty game within a year. Well, the good thing with Call of Duty is Call of Duty happens to be rehashed, so they don't do anything other than add another skin to it and say, here you go. So there's nothing really big about it. Unfortunately, with Assassin's Creed, it's always something new. It's never rehashed. It's a new layout, a new assassin, a new story, a new area, a new time. They need more time. Like, Assassin's Creed 1 to Assassin's Creed 2 had enough time between the two where you could see it take, you could see the progress, you could see everything. And then from 2 to 3, they had enough time between the two where the game could, it had its bugs, yes, but it didn't have nowhere near enough bugs as said games of today. You see what I'm saying? And, you know, that's the problem. That's the whole issue. You know what I'm saying? And they're releasing these games. They're getting our feedback, because companies want to listen to us. Well, in doing this, we're actually paying them to be game testers. That's what a game tester does. They test an unfinished product, but they get paid to do it. You know what I'm saying? And then they give them the feedback of the untested product so they can go in, fix it, and then release it to the public. Well, they took that job and they scrapped it, and now we have that job. Only we're paying them to do it. You know what I'm saying? Why? They need to give that job back to the people who wanted to do it and who wanted to do cliff notes and all that shit and let them do it. Because I don't know about you, but me personally, I don't feel like paying $60 for a game that's broken. If anything, if you learned anything, the fact the port of Batman Arkham Knight on the PC was broken. There is no getting around that fact. It was broken. Okay, I don't care. The fact that it was a port means nothing to me. It was broken. Okay, Assassin's Creed Unity and the fact you had to go in and fix the frame rates per second yourself, broken. These are AAA games and they're broken at launch. This tells me we're glorified game testers and the companies are taking full advantage of this. And the fact that we have to put up with it is bullshit. I don't know how you feel about it. Me personally, I have a PS4. I have a PlayStation 4. I have 10 games and I've sold one and then I bought one. I don't plan on buying any more games for it. I don't. If I buy another one, believe me, I'm getting rid of one and I'm only keeping it at 10 games. That is it. If I wanted to be a game tester for a while because that seemed really cool to me and I figured there's some stuff I could learn and then maybe go into being a game designer and kind of go that route. But I'm not paying someone to do something that someone else should be getting paid to do. See what I'm saying? And like I said before, DLC, add-on, season pass, all that shit plays into it. It does. It really plays into it. And all this shit, the fact that it's affecting gaming now that's the only part that's new about it. The fact that right now is new to gaming. It means jack because it's been around in movies and music. It's been around in those two factions, but this one it's the newest one. It's been around in movies with bootlegging and downloading and straight all that shit. It's been in movies for a while. It's been in music forever. And like I said, it's because the price tag is way too damn high and the products are broken. And the customers are sick and tired of it. And the companies, the companies that are making the product are trying to figure out why is it we're not paying them? Why is it we would rather go to GameStop or a mom and pop shop and pay them majority of the profit for making this game? And it's very simple. I hate saying this, but it's very simple. Because you've released a broken product and we don't feel like paying you. We don't want to pay you and make you think that it's okay to release a broken product. I understand that it took time and it took people and there's things that need to be done and you have shareholders and all that shit involved in your corporation. But what you need to understand is this corporation needs to make products that are not broken. This is why in the movie industry, movies get torrented, downloaded, and they don't make a whole lot of money nowadays. Because when you release crap movies, people are not going to spend mega money on crap movies. When you release a crap album, people are not going to go flood the markets for your album. They're just not. They're going to find every way to get it for free. You see what I'm saying? And therefore, your stock that was up here is going to be down here. And yes, it's your fault, not the customer's fault. It's your fault. You lost the trust that was there in the customer. You see what I'm saying? Just like with Konami stuff. Konami is like the poster child for this right now. If anything, learn from Konami. Jesus Christ, they are like, we're the poster child of fucker in 2015 because they had like the best games on the market and they just decided, let's bomb the shit out of our own company and ruin any trust of any of our fans ever. So even if they were to announce PT, even if they were to announce a Metal Gear Solid 6, even if they were to come back and be like, hey, we're making AAA titles again, I highly doubt their sales would even remotely come back to be what they used to be. Because they destroyed trust in their fan base. And that's what every gaming company is doing right now. Is they are destroying their own fan base. You will always have fanboys. That's clear. That's gonna be there. Fanboys always gonna be there. Just realize that number of fanboys is going to shrink. Okay? Where with the PS3, that was evident. You went from fanboys like this to like that hack happening to your fan base being this to this and like overnight. Pardon me. Same thing with the Xbox. And I'm talking about the Xbox One. You had people really excited about the Xbox One. Fan base was like this. Xbox One launched and that DRM shit hit. It went like that. It can go down. And it does. And that's the problem with gaming right now. It has nothing to do with anything else. It's not, we're not getting paid. There's a reason you're not getting paid. You release broken products. Your customer base is not stupid. Your customer base is made up of intelligent people. Yes, we sit around and we play video games. This does not mean we fit the stereotype. You need to quit thinking that we are a stereotype. We have families, we have jobs, we make a living, we do hobbies. This is a hobby. We have other hobbies. And other hobbies are, struggling, but they might not be as broken as this one hobby is and right now. And the fact that that hobby is as broken as it is, and our other hobby might not be as broken, we can put this one on pause and come back to it. And if you're like me, you have older systems. I have a Super Nintendo. I have a N64, a GameCube, a PlayStation 2. I have the systems when they release games. They weren't games that were not already finished products that were released that needed downloadable content, that needed you to spend another $30-$40 to get the ending of the game, or $30-$40 to get content that was already in the game. That's not what gaming used to be about. Gaming used to be about, hey, here's like, I don't know, just for shits and giggles, let's say, Metal Gear Solid 2. Metal Gear Solid 2 came out and everybody went out and bought that game. There was no need for downloadable content in that game. None. There was ways to get all the unlockable content, like every name tag would get you stealth. Beating the game would get you a rank. No need for downloadable content. They gave you everything. I understand it was a different time, and I realized the internet was new. But think of it this way. For as far as they've come with the technology, and for as far as they come with the graphics, think of everything they've taken away. Everything they've taken away. They've taken away the ability to release an actual made, an actual full-fledged finished product. We haven't seen one of those shit since the PS2. When's the last time we saw a finished product? What? I honestly can't think of one. You see what I'm saying? I never played on a PS3. Well, I played on a PS3, but more towards the end of its lifespan. And I only had it for like 6 months. I didn't beat anything on it other than Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. And those games had DLCs and skins and add-ons and shit like that. And I never played those. My point is this. I don't want to be a glorified game tester and have to pay a company $60 damn to do it. I shouldn't have to, and neither should you. And we can talk about any game company. That is what we're doing. We are glorified game testers. For as buggy as these games are, for as incomplete as these games are, and for as much as they glitch out on us, we are glorified game testers. Think about it. Anyway, that's what this episode was about. That's what I wrote on Facebook that I was talking about. And hopefully you gained something from this episode. Maybe you're thinking a little bit about it. Maybe you see what I'm saying. Maybe you don't. Maybe you see things a little differently. If you do, more power to you. That's just how I see it. Anyway, this has been episode 10. I'm going to get up out of here. I'm going to go watch a little bit of Hulu. I'll see you on next episode, next video, and we'll talk Arrow. So I'll see y'all then. Deuces.